Well, it's been about 14 months since I started working on my biggest musical project to date. And that was my new album, Barbed Heart, the full album. And it was a blast. I absolutely loved doing it, but it was also a lot of work. And a challenge. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit about it and about the process, some of the stories behind the general thought of things, and get into it. This album was made up of several hundred hours of writing songs and mixing them and recording them, and there was a lot going on. I don't think I've ever told y'all this part before, but I actually play pretty much everything you hear in any of the songs I release. Throughout this record, I played 8 different instruments, and I did it all right here in my studio that I built over the last several years, just building it, piece by piece. Really enjoyed it. And I've worked in pro studios before too, to play lead guitar on somebody's record. But I really like my own space where I can spend as much time dialing in a sound that I want, as long as I want to get it exactly how I want it to sound, and just take my time with it instead of paying for studio time by the hour. I got it all here at the touch of my fingertips, what I need for my uses, and it really does work well for me. This album was actually supposed to come out quite a while before it did. But back in October, here's the reason it didn't. Back in October, I had what I now realize was a blessing in disguise. I had a little incident with some girl, and that changed absolutely everything. I remember one night I was just sad. It was in the middle of the night, in the middle of a heartbroken night. I couldn't get this girl off my mind. The memory was haunting me, so I decided to sit down and wrote the first song of several that would help me get through that, and it was called The Memory of Us. Little did I know that would become y'all's favorite song so far and become my most listened song that I've ever had, up to this point. At this time, like near the end of October, I had about 75% of the album actually done. But I could tell that my songwriting style, the songs I was writing, were starting to change. And I thought also for the better, and the people around me clearly did agree with that. So I pumped the brakes on the album release and worked really hard on getting these new songs recorded and figuring out what I wanted to do. And by the time I was done with that, I had 19 of them all together, which was way the heck too many of them. So I narrowed it down to my favorite 12, but I did still have 19 recorded. 2 of which one of my best friends, Justin Bruffman, got to play mandolin on, which did a great job. I'm glad to have him. And one of which, the great Kaylee Berry, did a duet with me that we called Diamond Rings. And she also played fiddle on. They both did such a great job. I really enjoyed having them here, and I hope to work with them more in the future. I worked really hard on this record. I mean, I worked really hard on it. I remember several nights where I stayed up writing or playing way into the night until I'd either fall asleep on the couch or the floor, and both of those did happen. In fact, most of the time it happened to be the floor, and I'd wake up a few hours later. I wrote every part for every one of the 8 instruments I played on this record, and I just practiced them as long as I could, as long as it took, until I got it as good as I really thought I could get it. But it hurts like hell. Can't help blame myself. I don't hate you, but girl, I swear that I kinda wish I could, 'cause maybe then I wouldn't even care about missing your calls and the missing your texts. Get our favorite songs right out of my head. Do my best to get over you. Distract myself 'cause I have to. In your red Toyota, left her love in the dust. Had my heart in your trunk and left the memory of us. I've spent the last couple years learning a lot about music production, something I really enjoy learning about and doing. And this project was a great opportunity to expand upon those skills and put the ones I already had to the test. It was definitely a long ride of technical difficulties and mess-ups and broken strings, but I believe it was worth it. I'm really proud of how the music turned out, and I definitely want to change a thing about it. A bunch of good memories in Granddaddy Chevy. A lot of the time, after several hours of mixing and just working really hard on it, I'd call in one of the most brutally honest people I know when it comes to me, and that happens to be my brother. He was always encouraging, but except for when he thought it sucked. Then he was a little less encouraging. But he became somebody that I could really trust as an outside opinion, because I knew he would always tell me the truth. And he'd come in, he'd say maybe, sometimes he'd say it was great, but sometimes he'd say, what if you took that harmony out there or tried a little different drum groove? And a lot of the times he was right, some of the times he wasn't, but we always talked about it, and it always turned out better in the end. And he's been a great hand to have around for a lot of other things too. I mean, he does all the visuals, like this beautiful camera that you see right here. You can see how good I look. I don't look that good in real life. And you can thank him for that. But he takes care of like all my videos, my photography. He does a really great job. I'm very glad to have him. I've loved making this record over the past 14 months so much. I mean, not only did I get to put myself to the test, but I got to make some music that I really do think is pretty great, and that I'm really proud of. I really hope y'all enjoy it as much as I enjoyed making it. I'm very thankful for Justin and Kaylee for their help on the song, and for my brother's constant opinion. But he is really a great camera guy. And for all the instructors I had along the way, I've had several great instructors over the years that have helped me a lot. And I'm really glad that I have y'all. Without y'all, there'd be no way to listen to it. It's hard to believe that there's nearly 3,000 of y'all just on TikTok alone that cared enough about my music to hit the follow button. And that does mean a lot to me, even though that's not a ton in the grand scheme of things. It does mean a lot to me. I know each one of y'all, are real people that have your own stories that relate to these songs in your own way, and I really do appreciate that. Thanks for sticking in here. I hope you really like it. I think you will. Hope you love it. Thanks. I'll see you later.
I just met somebody new, and my favorite part is she's nothing like you. My mama asked how I'd been since we weren't together. I said the truth is, mama, I haven't ever been better.
Now that song's out, along with 11 other songs on my brand new 12-track record, you can go listen to it. Thank y'all so much for sticking around. The ones that pre-save it, check your emails in the morning. This song's called Stranger. I'm stoked. Here we go.
It ain't the same man I used to see in the mirror. He's a whole lot tougher, but the last one was sweeter. And I ain't saying it was right when she did what she did, but it brought a dose of reality to a messed up kid. I'll listen to my gut next time it's screaming danger, 'cause the last time I did it, it led to the death of a stranger.